once again. Hello, this is Hans the Ramen Raider coming at you with an absolutely stellar episode of Instant Noodle Recipe Time, the show where I show you what to do with your instant noodles, and you watch and you learn and you revel in your new bodies after visiting the machine planet of Count Mecha and donning the metal body that will allow you to live for all of eternity. Today we've got one. Actually, that's not. Some people's experience may differ. This is Seino. God, what is this stuff called? Seino Wayaraka shoyu miso stuff. Zenpop box. Go to zenpop.jp. Use the coupon code or just Ramen Raider. I just make it across the board. The Ramen Raider is the coupon code. Anywhere selling noodles, just use the Ramen Raider and you get stuff. But they just wanted to use Ramen Raider, and it's like, I don't know. That's weird. What did I get on my fingers? Yuck. Hold on. I got stuff on my fingers. It was on the stove, so it should be something. I'm smelling my fingers on camera. That's beautiful. Alright, and with us again, we have the lauded mentalist and aficionado of the sport bocce, Matthew Bella. How's it going, man?
Hey, good to be on the show, Hans. Thanks for having me.
I wish I could have gotten somebody else, but you were there. So.
I'm always available.
Always.
That's me. I'm a sure show. Yeah, I'm a sure B guest.
Yeah, you know, I only allow B guests. What my show part of it is for people who are coming out of the celebrity prison system to get a new start. So right now you're technically a D guest, but that's okay. It's okay. We're all people sometimes.
We're all people sometimes.
Eventually we'll be people again. Someday. But what do we got here? The sachet. Now.
Yeah, I'm very interested. It'd be wonderful if we could be live with you while you're making the noodles and actually see what you're doing.
Oh, we can't have that. So I'm going to add this water liquid to this cup.
Okay, this sounds right so far from what I know about making ramen.
Yeesh.
It usually involves water in some form of receptacle.
This should be acceptable. Practice.
Good.
And it'll go for 3 minutes. So, really quick, we'll do our quote from Momo Fukuando, the guy who invented instant noodles way back in 1958. Actually, did you know that Momo Fukuando originally hailed from Taiwan?
That's amazing.
It is. And number 106, this is a short one. Everything has its value and price.
Oh, sure.
Some of these are weird. Some of them are really interesting, and some of them are just like they kind of fall flat. But
yeah,
there's 300 of them, so there's got to be a couple. I mean, they can't all be zingers, but
it's true.
So let's see. More politics. That's what the people want. That's what we're gonna give them. Actually, I think they don't want that, but that's what they're gonna get. Too bad. So.
That's what we know.
There's goo on my stove. I don't know what it is. It's not something I want. I've got religious papers that are religious. I don't know what it is. But yeah, what do you got to say? What's new? What's the haps? What's going on? Tell us about your current employment situation. Anything you got, that's good.
I've just been working steadily on 2 writing projects. One, my main focus, the science fiction, and then another opportunity. A glimmer of an opportunity presented itself upon the horizon. So I have a business proposal in the work. I wrote like a book proposal for this guy. It would be a non-fiction project.
Tell us all about that, because I think my listeners would be really fascinated to hear about your pen pal.
Okay. So
and go into detail. Feel totally free to go into detail. I'll just click that box at the end when you're uploading a YouTube video that says, "This shit's fucked up." So go
okay.
ahead.
All right. Here we go. So I am interested in true crime, and as a writer and a philosophical human, I want to understand the nature of evil. So I listen to a lot of true crime podcasts and read a lot of books in that genre, a lot of material. And in the course of one, I found out about this convicted serial killer who I'd never heard of before, named Joseph Edward Duncan III. Joseph Duncan kidnapped a couple kids after a string of serial pedophile murders. He kidnapped a couple of kids, took them up to a campsite in Montana, and raped and tortured them for 6 weeks. The 5-year-old boy ended up getting shot in the chest with a shotgun, and then he cut the body apart, put it in the fire, made the kid's 6-year-old sister play with the pieces and pull them out of the fire. And then he went and he had like a change of heart and went and let her go because he was about to kill her and he couldn't.
And
so
in the letters he sends you, doesn't he put little smiley faces all over the place?
So I'm getting to that, yeah. We haven't even established that we correspond yet. So I wrote this guy a letter, and he wrote me back. We've been corresponding for 2 years.
Wow.
I have like 10 letters from him. They're all like 8 pages long, in depth. He's philosophical, articulate. One would even say enlightened about what he did. His story is horrific. He was sentenced to 20 years in prison at the age of 17. He took an unloaded gun. Showed it to the neighbor kid who was 15, took him out to the woods, put his dick in his mouth for a couple minutes, burned him with a cigarette, and let him go. And they gave him 20 years in prison, and he was immediately classified as an adult sexual predator, and then he was like brutally gang raped in prison for decades, and it was a really bad story. So after he got out, he decided he was going to hurt society, and he went off to take revenge against society by kidnapping, raping, and murdering people's children.
God. Now, does he have remorse?
So here's the big deal. Here's the big news. Here's the big news.
Okay.
And this isn't really big news yet. It's just the glimmer of an opportunity. So he has had a blog since 2004. January 2004 is the oldest post I could find. He's always had a blog. He was writing it while he was committing the crimes for which he is now on death row. He continued writing it from death row, mailing letters to an acquaintance outside of the prison and having them post the blog post for him.
One moment. I have to say, this ramen is absolutely such a horrible segue. Well, one moment. This ramen is absolutely delightful. Yeah, it's this miso shoyu that, I mean, look at this broth. Wow. It's nice and thick.
I'm stoked to see the review.
Oh, yeah. It's some serious business. Wow. It's good. It's really good. Very meaty, very tasty. Yum, yum is going to be my reply to that. But go on about the most horrible thing I've ever heard of going on in my life.
Well, let's switch gears to the positive. So this guy has always had a blog. He wrote about his crimes. He writes about what life is like in death row. He confesses to stuff that he's never given a media interview. So he's basically been writing his autobiography from prison for 15 years.
Right.
Okay? And it's a massive amount of content. I've been hinting around with him, saying, hey, wouldn't it be great if all that stuff was put together and, under one cover so people didn't have to go to 3 different blogs over all these different time periods and do resources to even find this stuff? People are interested in this. And he said, yeah. He finally said yes. He said, because I established my credentials as a writer with him. I sent him stuff that I've written in true crime genre and a lot of new stuff that I've written. And so I established myself as a legit writer. And he finally said, yes, I've always wanted to see that material put together into a book. If you'd like to do that, send me a proposal for it. And
Wow.
yeah, so I sent him. I immediately came up with 3 different ideas of how it could be presented. I sent those off to him. He has to talk to somebody to get the final okay, but I think it's all gonna come together. This would be a major.
That'd be a big thing for you, man. That's great.
That would be a legit writing. It would be like an editor's credit, but I think this would be pretty notorious in the field.
Would that be kind of hard, though? Because, I mean, is that the kind of writing you want to just do? Can an author become typecast?
No. I want to be a science fiction writer. That's my main focus. But this is a side project. It has immediate appeal. I'm interested in the subject, and it would be a credit for me. It'd be something. I'm just trying to work as a writer right now.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, go for it, man. That's so creepy, though.
It is creepy. It's been really weird and difficult. Dude, I sit down at my desk in a beautiful state of mind after eating breakfast and watching this birds play outside my window, and I try and write this guy's letters, you know what I mean? Like, it's and get into that headspace of a person who's raped and murdered children, and this is someone I'm corresponding with, and it's insane. It's insane. But, I mean, money. No, just kidding.
No, money. Absolutely.
But it is important material. It is important material. It's this guy talking about, this is how I did it. This is why I did it. That's the most important material, the most valuable material you have as a parent. As a parent who's trying to protect their own children.
Well, you also got to look at it this way, too. You might have people that are, like, directly affected by this guy's indiscretion. That might go, wow, you're making money on the fact that this guy, the only reason you're writing about this is this guy like tortured and killed my kid. Up yours, buddy.
That's a whole other side of this thing. It's very legitimate and it's something I have to deal with. I know, and I wouldn't do it honestly if I didn't feel it was an important material. I'm not doing this to make money off people suffering. I'm not doing this as some kind of. You're just kind of doing
the what do you call it? The understanding the
nature of evil.
Anthropological nature of someone who can get into that mindset.
Absolute freaking lootly, dude. That's what I'm all about. That's what I'm all about. And this is just a treasure trove of material on that subject.
Well,
it's amazing.
He talks and he's like, it sounds like he's pretty well spoken, well written, and then so you can just like get all that information out of him. That's cool.
Yeah, it's an amazing thing I've kind of fell into here. So he trusts me and he wants to let me turn his blog, his posts, his journals into a book. So yeah, we'll see what happens with that. It'd be interesting. That's what I've been working on. I did some preliminary work and kind of just saw how much material we're working with, and it's about 620 pages of material.
Like a compendium of crazy.
Yes, I've never seen anything like it in the genre. Nobody has ever. There's been, I don't know any convicted serial killers out there writing about their crimes from death row, publishing them on a regular basis for 2 decades, dude. That's insane. Yeah, it's insane that this hasn't been published yet. He's letting me have first crack at it.
Wow. That's impressive. Well, be careful.
Yeah, it's a trepidatious experience.
That's like... I don't want you to be careful of, but just make sure that nobody tries to rip that from underneath you, because that's like, I don't know how the literary industry works, but I can see it's like trying to shop like a pre-write to it, and then having them try to get together with the dude and then trying to pull that story themselves. I don't know.
I thought about that, but I mean, they wouldn't have the relationship established with him. You know what I mean? That I do. So I built up the trust. I've done that work. I think he's smart enough. He's smart enough, dude. He's not gonna.
I'm guessing he's really not all that into money.
No, he's totally not. He wouldn't be able to make it. You can't make money off your crimes. Like that's the law. That's the law. You cannot. It's about the Night Stalker. I think it's called the Richard Ramirez law, where he went to prison for murder and then was tried to write a book about himself and clean up. But they're like, nope, you can't do that. So it would all go to his family and or his fiance, and then I would get a percentage of that.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
What about victims' compensation, if there is?
What's that?
Is there any kind of like victims' compensation thing he's got to deal with, or?
So yeah, maybe so. Absolutely, that's a good point. I mean, that's a really good PR move. You know, make part of the profits go to the family of his victims. Boom.
Yeah, I mean, that'd be the right thing to do.
Oh yeah, it would be the right thing to do as well. Yeah, but it would. Yeah.
Well, right.
Oh.
Jesus, man. Who am I talking to here? Christ. All right, well, let's see. You want to tell people where they can check out your literary doings and stuffs?
In various forms, yeah. My website is MatthewBella.com. Possibly link in the episode description. I also have a collection of my short stories and sample chapters from ongoing works available on Amazon under the name Fictionalia. And there's also the Fictionalia podcast, which is the audiobooks of my stories, and that's on all the iTunes, everything.
Niceness. All right, well, we're going to let this rotate. I'll get back with you in a few. And yeah, this has been Matthew Bella, acclaimed author and talker to of crazy, freaky people. So yeah.
Thanks for having me on, Hans.
Absolutely, man. Peace out.
Peace out.
All right, let's get this rotating. Going to rotate, rotato. Let's see how we do here. Yeah, I think that'll work. Yeah, hopefully I didn't. You know, like it's crazy. There's like all sorts of people in the world, and I don't know. I think it'd be harder. It'd be really hard for me to talk to anybody like that he's corresponding with. Just being a parent. I got a 4-year-old. I got a 5-year-old. That's just crazy. My brain just immediately goes, no. Freaky. Anyways, check it out. Alright, well ladies and gentlemen, that's been my third of the day, so I'm calling it quits. Thank you for watching. Yeah, check out Matt's writing. His sci-fi stuff is really good, and looks like he's going to have a book about a crazy psycho killer coming up soon, possibly, so that's really good. Good news for him. Alright, this has been Hans the Ramen Raider wishing you enjoyment of your noodles each and every day. Have a good one. Bye-bye.